Deep Rock Galactic. Is it worth a buy? Is it worth your money? Is it worth shelling out for, guys, eh? Let's read the words of the developer. Deep Rock Galactic is a 1 to 4 player co-op first-person sci-fi featuring badass space dwarfs, 100% destructible environments, procedurally generated cubes, and endless hordes of alien monsters. Fear not, guys, the procedural generation in this is done very well. Normally procedurally generated games suck wanky eggs, whatever that means, but they're normally not very good. But in this one, hey, it's a fact, I didn't even know they were procedurally generated at first because they were so damn good, the levels. Although they all are a bit samey, but it is kind of atmospheric. You're in a cave, for crying out loud. I mean, a cave's a cave. It's just that these caves have different shit inside them. They have lava, they have radioactive things, they have gases everywhere, and a shit ton of monsters, and nowhere near enough minerals. That's the problem. Anyway, what do? Well, you have 4 different classes to choose from, and you play this either solo with the help of an AI bot, which is really, really handy, that flies around mining for you and shooting shit for you, or you can play with your friends, or in open public matches and get kicked for nothing, off pricks, with dicks. But it is best playing with people that you know. You have the most fun that way, obviously. Now, the 4 different classes are: you have a scout, which is a guy with a grappling hook, whose job is to pretty much scout ahead. He can light up the whole cavern with a gigantic flare. He has a shotgun, a double-barrel shotgun. He also has what looks like an assault rifle, and everybody has standard flares that they can throw around. The scout also has these grenades that slow down, and when you upgrade the grenades, they make the enemies vulnerable, so you can easily pick them off. You also have engineers, you have a drilling guy, and you have a gunner. Essentially, what you're talking about here is obviously a driller is going to drill through rock. Sometimes you'll find hidden caverns behind walls, and you need it. Well, you don't need a driller to do it. You can do it with your pickaxe. Everybody has a pickaxe, but it's much more time effective if your driller does it. Basically, every class brings their own shit to the actual party here. You've got zip lines that you can set up so that the whole team can cross caverns. You've got auto sentries that you can place down. They run out of ammo really quick, but they're really helpful when you're in a mess with the enemy, and you do get hit with waves. If you wait around too long, the enemy, it's a bit like Starship Troopers, the enemy will just come at you in waves and it becomes really frantic. There's all different types of enemy, from basic little ankle biters to huge big things that go through different evolutions as you kill them. So there's a lot of stuff in these caves that will easily wipe your team out if you're not careful. Ammo is a big problem. You will run out of ammo, and you then have to call in a drop pod to resupply your ammo. But you can only do that if you have enough of this special material that you mine to call it in. I think it's 80 nitra it costs. So if you haven't mined enough nitra, you can't call in ammunition, and you'll be left with just a pickaxe, and then you'll die. So what you have to do in this game, you'll do a mission which might say go into this cave and mine, I don't know, 200 of a certain mineral. So you head off into the cave and you'll find deposits all over the cave. You have to explore deeper and deeper into the cave, scaling chasms and all kinds of stuff, drilling through walls just to find the minerals that you want. There's other minerals in there that you'll come across that you'll need to level up your weapons, which I'll talk about in a minute, and there's also some minerals in there that can restore your health and shields. Now, you can only carry a certain amount of minerals on you, and you'll soon fill up your bags as you're mining, so you call in the mule, which is this little cute 4-legged mechanical robot, and it just comes over to where you are when you call it, and you empty your stuff into the mule, and that gives a grand total of the minerals that your team has currently mined. Once you've done the objective and you've got all the minerals required, you will then be able to call in your dropship to extract it. Now, the dropship will land quite a way away from where you are when you call it in, and in that time the aliens kind of attack. And we've had some really tense moments trying to get everybody off. Only one of you needs to get away for your whole team to successfully complete the mission, which is a good thing, because out of all the missions we've done, it's rare that all 4 of us have actually got out alive. Sometimes only one of us has got out, and it is great fun because there's a sense of panic, urgency. People get left behind, and you try to stick together, but then you just think, no, we've got to get out, and it's great fun. It's really good fun. The whole game overall, I think, is a fun game. It's £18. It's a great co-op game. It's very grindy, I found. just to upgrade stuff needs a hell of a lot of a certain type of mineral, and then you'll go to a map that says there's an abundance of that mineral, and then you'll come back with like 30 of it, and you need 130 to upgrade. So you have to keep going back, grinding and grinding and mining and grinding and mining and mining, mining and grinding and mining and mining and grinding and mining and mining. It's not No Man's Lie, Sky. It's a different type of game altogether. It's a fun game. It's kind of like nothing I've played before, and that's why I like it, because it's a kind of game that, hey, I'll play this for an hour, have a bit of fun with it, and it's something that I haven't really done for a while. It's a type of game that I haven't done a lot of. I mean, yeah, I've mined in games before, but combining the whole first-person shooting with the different strategies in the combat, the flying around the caverns, mining stuff and upgrading, it is fun. It does get a little bit repetitive though, like I said, with the grinding, and I would like to see a lot more weapons in this game. I really would, and I would like to see more upgrade paths as well. It needs to be deeper. It's just not deep enough. What they've done is you've got a basic amount of weapons and a basic amount of upgrades, and you need a lot of minerals to upgrade them, so there's the kind of length of this game. If it had more weapons to unlock, more armors and stuff like that, it would be a hell of a lot better. But it's still worth £18. It's just not a very deep game at the minute, but hopefully the developers will bring out updates for this game. Hopefully it's not all going to be paid frickin' DLCs either. I think they need to expand on the game a little bit more than what they have at the minute. It is in early access, and I don't like the idea that they're releasing DLCs already. I think that's shit. I really do. Finish the fucking game first, then release some DLCs. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if they're cosmetic. You know, just finish the game. Give us more weapons. I hope they don't go down the path of just bringing a DLC with more weapons. That would be bullshit. The game isn't finished yet. It's still in early access, so I hope that they bring in a lot more of everything. They do seem like decent devs, these, so I hope they do. Forgive me for being cynical, but I've seen that many people come onto Steam with their game, and they're all full of good intentions until the money starts coming in, and then all of a sudden the good intentions go out the fucking window, and then it's just, right, let's get as much money from these people as we can. I hope they don't do that. Let's finish the game, give us a few more classes, give us a few more weapons, a few more armors, a few more different monsters, give it a bit more depth to the game, and then, you know, if it's successful, bring some DLCs after that. Absolutely. I've got nothing wrong with the DLC as long as the actual base game is fun, full of what it's supposed to be, plenty of choice there, plenty of gameplay there, not just a bare bones fucking game and then the DLC gives you the rest of the content. That would be bullshit. Anyway, I said before that I was going to talk a little bit about the upgrade system of this game. You can upgrade pretty much everything that you have on your character, your flares, your armor, your main weapon, your secondary weapon, your special skills. All of these things can be upgraded, but as you can see, not very much. And it's very, very expensive. I touched on the fact that you might need certain minerals to do that. You can see the minerals that's required here in red. You can see how many that you need. And let us tell you, you can go into a mission where it says there's an abundance of this mineral and you'll come back with like 20 or 30. And that's not very good when you need 130 of it just to upgrade one item on your list. And I do think that's too much of a grind. I would have liked to have seen a lot less of a grind, but a lot more choice in your upgrade, a lot more paths to go down. But this base that you've got, where it's kind of like a staging area before you go into the missions, it's where you select your missions. It's got all kinds of stuff in here. You've got a little disco if you want it, and there's different rooms that are currently shut. There's a shooting range and there's other rooms as well. So I'm hoping that when the game is finished, there's a lot more content, because it is pretty bare bones at the minute, but the bare bones is fun. And it's a co-op game, so it's still going to get a thumb up from me. I do like it, and like I said before, as long as they don't go down the greedy DLC path, let's get the game finished. Let's get enough content in here to make it a worthy game, and hey, it's good fun. Really well worth a buy.
Let's hit it!
Drop sequence initiating.